Here's what he said when asked if the players still believe in Mike McCarthy. Quote, that losing the team stuff, that's so overblown. These guys are so, first of all, they're natural competitors. Secondly, they're so proud of the fact that they're professional and disappointed in maybe the way they executed the play. But that's not anything. That's brother or first cousin to give up. All right, I have no idea what that means. Stephen A., what should the Cowboys...
You see? Don't even ask me, Molly. Okay. Let's go to Shannon. Shannon, did you see what I'm saying, Shannon?
Shannon, what
did you see that quote? What does that mean? What
brother,
does that
first
mean?
Cousin. Is that like a Southern thing? I don't.
Give it to me, Shannon. Give it to me.
Look, I'm from the rural South and kind of understand a lot of what Jerry talks about, but I have no idea what he meant by this. But that's
even
Jerry.
Our translator.
And Jerry is delusional. Hey guys, Jerry is just delusional enough to believe, because see, you're the last guy to see it. Saturday, when we played Stephen A. Saturday night, a moment. Saturday, when you play the game, you're the last to see that your skills are starting to dissipate. That's right. Everybody else sees it, and when they try to bring it to your attention, you're like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm still the same guy. No, you're not. Jerry, your team, they're not the same. Right. They got old. Your offensive line, it started when Travis Frederick retired, because now you didn't have that guy to control the line of scrimmage on the inside, because you had 3 All-Pros, center, right guard, left tackle, and you could dominate. But once he retired, before that prematurely, and then Zach Martin and Tyron Smith got old, Saturday, I know you saw it last night, I watched Zach Martin get beat time and time again with the arm over. That man is a 7-time first-team All-Pro. Nobody could get past him. Yeah. And guys, routine guys, are beating him now because his body is battered. Yeah. He's clearly not the same guy. But I have, Stephen A., I'm Molly, like I said, I have no idea what Jerry is talking about. But Jerry earned this because, as you always say, Stephen A., Mike McCarthy lied to get the job. Jerry didn't want to hire anybody else other than him because he was going to be a puppet, just like all the previous coaches other than Coach Parcells and Jimmy. And so this is the type of coach that Jerry likes. He likes a guy that's going to allow him to talk to the reporters first. How you know what happened? You weren't down there, and you don't know what you're looking for, even if you were down there. But somehow he's convinced himself this has no impact on the team, so he'll keep doing it. He has no idea what impacts the locker room. Yes. Did you hear what Micah said a couple of weeks ago about Mike McCarthy? And you say these guys are professional and they're competitive. I can't tell. You talk about that's competitiveness? They professionals getting beat like this on the reg?
Right.
Jeff,
that's what I was going to say. The thing that Shannon brings up is it's one thing if you get beat by 20 once, right? I mean, but when you see this thing is off the rails because it's every week. I mean, this is not an anomaly anymore. This is a weekly happening, and it's just and when you start talking about that guys haven't. And you saw it, Shannon, you saw it. I think 3 offensive linemen got banged up. I will say this, and this is not a slight on any player because I love players. But the reality is when things start going south, it's a lot easier to be nicked up and banged up. And if I'm going to go for that first round seed and that bye, I'm playing through. Hey, tape it up, put some heat on that back. That hammy's going to be okay. Like, I'm going to work through it, right? Because I'm looking forward to that back. When it starts being like, hey, we're going to be done early January, it's a lot easier to slide to the back and not have to fight. And I think that's all you're seeing all of that play out by a number of different, and that's just a disappointment, but that's the facts of our game with the style that they've been playing this last month or so.
Jeff, Shannon, one of the things that y'all talk about it from a player's perspective is greatly appreciated, and y'all on point, and I'm not here to question that at all. From a reporter's perspective, let me tell you the kind of things that happen. Like I often tell people when I was covering the NBA, I was covering it when we sat courtside. You're right there on the court. And you could see guys, they had to walk by us to walk through the scorer's table.
Yeah.
We could tell half the stuff that was going on just by looking at them. Right there. You understand? You see it clear as day because it's hard for these cats to hide it. Why am I bringing that up? Because when you look at the Cowboys, Shannon, when you look at the Cowboys, Jeff, it's the $1 billion playpen. It's the star. It's nationally televised game. It's the top $10 billion, $11 billion brand, the largest in all of sports and all of this other stuff. And people usually have gravitated towards it. Yo, man, people look like they don't want to be there. Look at them.
That's right.
These players look like they come out like literally, I have to do this to make sure I get my check. I really don't want to be here because I know we're not good. We caught Dak Prescott, Mr. PC himself, okay? We saw Dak Prescott himself get caught on camera. We effing stink. Okay, that's what he said. He actually used the word suck, but I didn't want to say that on national television, but I'm quoting him, so there it is, okay? He actually said that, got caught saying that, right? We see Micah Parsons looking damn near depressed. We see Mike McCarthy unraveling before our very eyes. We see this, don't get us started with CeeDee Lamb. And then CeeDee Lamb is walking into the game, y'all. And while walking into the game, you got a little crowd out there, you know, NFL Live out there and Monday Night Football and stuff like that. He might have walked by 10 people. It couldn't have been more than 10 people out there. I mean, it's like the city, the area has given up. Yeah. And they know that the team has.
Jerry Jones has spoken again. I've got some fresh sound. Want to share that with you guys.
Uh-oh.
I have Cowboys fatigue.
Certainly our fans are avid. They wouldn't be out there if they weren't avid. And I'm disappointed that we're bringing the team that we are to the field, and we've got to improve on that. That's not acceptable. Since the Super Bowl years that on a personal basis I was involved in, since those years, we've been the sixth winningest team in the NFL. So we haven't been to the championship playoff game. We haven't been to a Super Bowl, but we've been around that rim. And sometimes it has worked. Sometimes it didn't work as well as we'd hoped for it to.
Stephen A., you go.
Shannon, Jeff Saturday, I have the honor and the privilege this morning of being on the air with 2 Super Bowl champions. Tell me when you have ever heard champions speak like that. We've been around the rim.
Never.
We've been around the rim. You understand? We're the 6th winningest team. When do champions bring up that they're 6th in anything? When does that happen? If you're Jerry Jones and you ever wanted to look yourself in the mirror and peel away some nugget of evidence to point to how you have dissipated, that quote right there, hold on to it. 6th in the league in wins. Champions don't talk like that. We've been around the rim. We ain't won championships. We ain't been to championship games. By the way, that's 29 years of counting. Just for y'all that don't know, it's been since 1995. Yeah. Since 1999. That's 25. It ain't like it happened 10 years ago. It's 25 years, 29 years. 29 years. And you're saying we've been around the rim? First of all, around the rim is basketball. It's not football. So you're already messed up with the analogy. It's been 29 years. And you talk about we've been around the rim. We've been around. We ain't been in a championship game. We ain't been in Super Bowl.
To the goal line, Stephen A.
He even mentioned the goal line. He even mentioned the goal line. You understand? He even mentioned red zone. He said around the rim. Yo, y'all. I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm very concerned. There is slippage, and even though people didn't want to give me credit for it in the political stratosphere, I called that Biden matter about 9 or 10 months in advance. I'm telling you right now, when it comes to Jerry, this is slippage, y'all. Something ain't right.
I don't know, Stephen
Jones
I feel
and
like
they need to get it.
Pretty consistent with who he's always been. But
not these quotes. Yeah. Not these quotes, Molly.
No,
Shannon, am I right? Am I right, Shannon? Not these quotes.
Have always been about this. Go ahead, Shannon.
I think the thing, guys, I think the thing is, it's kind of like when you go to school and your school has the most beautiful girls within a 20-mile radius. And not one asks you on a date. Not one is asked you to go to the prom. Not one is asked you to go out. What is that? So what? I got all these beautiful women, and I can't get a date. I can't go to the prom. I can't go to the movies. Jerry, what good is all these wins if you don't have anything to show for it? Do you understand the objective is not to just win, but to win and advance and to have something to show for your winning? I think Jerry, It's like as long as we're winning, we put a good product on the field, our fans will be okay with that.
Yep.
But Jerry, once you win Super Bowl, that is now your standard. And you won 5 of those. Your standard is not to just win. Your standard, Jacksonville's standard, is to try to win. Carolina Panthers' objective is to try to win. But once you won Super Bowls and won them multiple times, that is now your new standard, Jerry.
Yeah.
It's just not to win. And somehow you convinced yourself, because you haven't done it in a long time, gone to the Super Bowl and won it, that now if we just win, we win 12 games, we win 13 games, that'll keep our fan base, that'll keep the national media off us. Yep. No, Jerry, that is not your standard. That is some team standard. I will concede that. But Saturday, you know, once you get there and you do it multiple times, that is now your new standard.